What's up, you guys? American, welcome back to my channel. No, you grow up. So for today's video, I'm finally getting around to reviewing the Fury Toys Samurai Spring, aka the not Leo figure. I've wanted to do this review for the last month, and I've just had so many other videos that I've needed to get out before that, but it's finally happening today, so I'll shut up and we'll get into it. Alright, you guys, so here it is, the Samurai Spring not Leo figure with everything that he comes with. So everything over here on the right hand side comes with the figure, including these chains in the middle, and then he also comes with this bonus pack that came with the two swords in their scabbard, the regular Leo head, and then these two open hands as well. So I don't know if you get them from some places, if you get them separately, but mine both came together. I didn't have to add anything to it. It just came with all the accessories. I'm assuming the separate packaging is just to keep it even further from copyright infringement. These are some of the coolest accessories I've ever seen. So clearly with Leo, you're gonna get the two swords in the scabbard, and honestly, it's kind of all the other stuff that has me a little bit more excited. So these sickles right here, pretty sweet. They all have holes in the bottom so you can connect the chains to them, which is really cool. I'm not 100% sure what these little spear tip things are called. These things are dope. These accessories are amazing. The washes on them are really good. The paint apps on them are really good, and they just feel very good quality. I've been slipping the chain in and out of here, and I mean, it's kind of hard to get the little circles on the chain open, so I have this one open so that way I can just put the accessories back on the way I want it to right after this or when I start posing them for the video. Yeah, but these just look really good. They're really good quality, made from really good materials, have really good paint, and they definitely just feel a lot more premium. And that's the one thing that I just want to say about this figure. I've talked about SH Figuarts in the past, and I've said that those are the only figures I've ever really had that when I opened them up and started playing with them, they just felt premium to me. Like their build just felt better, they felt sturdier, they felt like they were made out of better materials, and that's just exactly how I feel about this figure and his accessories as well. For a little guy, he's got some pretty good weight to him. Like he just feels like he's a little bit more solid. There's definitely no cheapness or hollowness to the plastic they use. Like it feels like some of the best plastic I've ever felt on a figure before. But getting back to the accessories before we really get into this guy, same things with the swords and the scabbard and stuff like that. Like this stuff just looks great. They slide in and out very, very smooth. They feel really good. They both peg onto the back. I'll show you that later when they get hooked on. Yeah, the swords are really great accessories too. And the scabbard, they slide in and out very easily, which is very nice. And again, very good paint app, very good detail on those. Just really great accessories all around on him. The chains are actually metal and they feel really, really good. And I think these are honestly, I don't want to say they're my favorite accessory, but I love using these with all the accessories. The fact that they can hook onto both of the weapons and it has the counterweight on the back, like, I don't know, I just really like having him with these chains in his hand. I can't do a very good Todd McFarlane impression, but that dude is right, chains are pretty damn cool. Take a look at one of his hands right here. And again, the paint apps, the wash on these, like they're just beautiful. Like this is some of the best paint I've ever seen on a figure. Like I really just can't explain to you with words like just how good these pieces feel. Like you really just have to feel them for yourself, and like it is just having it in hand, like that's just, I don't know, it's the only way you can really just tell that there really is a higher quality in the materials and the paints that they're using. Take a look at the actual Leo head here, and again, just take a look at that. It just looks so beautiful. Like, and again, like you can't really tell. I mean, I have pretty big mitts, but this head is very, very tiny, and just the detailing, the expression, like it just looks amazing. It's got the soft goods on the back for the bandana. And again, just feels like pretty good materials. I like how they're all tattered and stuff like that. And this is just a really gnarly head sculpt. So when you get this guy out of package, this is how he comes. I really, really, really like the samurai head. This is probably the way I'm gonna display these guys. And honestly, that's very random for me too, because I really don't like stylized turtles. Like I pretty much like all my turtles to just be in their regular ninja form and stuff like that. And crossing them over to samurai, which is, I mean, I don't know if it's the opposite of ninja, but it's just samurais and ninjas are not the same thing, you know what I mean? This is a totally different vibe. And I'm really digging the samurai vibe on these guys. Like, I don't know, like I never would have thought that I like stylized turtles as much as I like this guy. We'll take a closer look at that head sculpt when I actually pop it off. But the scarf that he comes with is just really cool too. I like how it kind of blends in with the wrap around his face and stuff like that. Even though that's not soft goods and this is, they still mesh really well together. And again, I think that just has a lot to do with the shading and the wash that's on it. So just the texture on this guy's skin, like, oh, the paint tones down here, the shading and stuff like that, like I cannot say enough good things about the paint apps on this figure. Like, it really is head and shoulders above like what NECA and Super 7 are doing, and I know it's not really fair to compare something that is so much smaller and so much more expensive, but for $60, it seems like a steep price for a figure like this, but I don't know, holding it in my hands, I really do just feel like I got my money's worth with all the accessories, everything that it comes with. I'm not mad that I spent that kind of money on this figure, and I mean, I'm gonna go all in on this line. Like, I am very, very excited to see what the other guys look like in hand. Taking a look at like his chest, they have all the ninja stars or shurikens or however the hell you say it molded on there, and I think there's a second accessory pack that's coming out for him that will have the loose ones, so that's pretty cool. But his head articulation, pretty good. It's on a ball peg, has a lot of swivel to it, a lot of range of motion, and the helmet's pretty much just the limiting factor in where it's going right now. Shoulders, swivels all the way around. Can't really get up much higher than 90 there, but that's all right on that one. The elbow joint, same thing. The arms are a lot more lacking in articulation than the lower limbs are, I would say. So just about 90 degrees on that one. And then back, just a single joint in the elbow. I'm not gonna lie, I think double jointed elbows are like one of the most overrated things in the world. Like, I don't know, I feel like if you have a thicker guy like this, they might be all right, but the sculpt just hides a single joint so much better. And I haven't found it limiting in this guy. I've been able to get him in a lot of cool, fun poses. I understand there is some people that would just appreciate a little bit more range out of the double joint, but for me, it's not really that big of a deal. Coming down to the lower body, hip mobility, again, not the greatest. Can't get out to the full Van Damme, not even really close. Full Monty, he can get a little bit closer, but still not quite all the way there. His knee joints, though, do have very, very good range of motion. He can pretty much get his heel back up to his butt, and that just has a lot of range, and that's where it really comes in handy. And also, his ankle mobility is amazing. Like, this is, I mean, I don't think I've ever felt an ankle rocker as good as this one before. And even the dorsi and plantar flexion work really good on him too. So again, not the greatest articulation, but for me, it really hasn't been a limiting factor in what I can do with this guy. I haven't really found that it's bothered me that he can't really move a lot better. And I think it really is because I'm just so blown away by this aesthetic. The head is removed pretty easily, and now we can kind of get in to a closer look at this helmeted head. And I mean, again, just the detail on this thing. The wash on the top. The horns are a little bit bent and crooked, but that's okay. I'm sure I could figure out a way to get them a little bit more parallel with each other. Two amazing head sculpts with this guy. And again, I really do like the regular Leo one, but this samurai head is just sweet. And I don't know, I think that is just kind of what makes these figures for me. I feel like it is what gives them that little edge, because I have a million different turtles, and these ones are just different. They're different enough to justify getting a set that's probably going to be a small run, and I'm really happy that I pulled the trigger on this. Like, I really do feel like I would have missed out, and just, I mean, I guess I wouldn't have known how great they were if I never got them in hand. So here he is with the regular Leo head on, and honestly, I do feel like it kind of looks like his head is a little bit small for the body. Like, I feel like the helmeted one looks like it's proportioned a little bit better, but still not bad at all. I could definitely see if people wanted to go with just a straight Leo aesthetic like this, because he still just does look super sweet. Again, that is just a very cool head sculpt. Kind of reminds me of the Mummy Mike one just a little bit, the regular one. It kind of just has those like dried out lips and stuff. Like, I don't know if turtles really have lips, but you know what I mean? Like, even the nostrils there, like, just what a nice touch, you know what I mean? That's just that little bit of extra that, again, just makes the value feel like it is here. I know a lot of people might think it's nuts to have a $60 figure, and I'll compare them to the Playmates figures size-wise here in a little bit too, but I personally feel like the value is here on this guy. So both the scabbards just peg rated on the back, and they're in there very solid too. Like, they are very tight. The engineering is done very well on this stuff. There's definitely no QC mishaps with these. I mean, you can shake it, they're not going anywhere, and they're pretty tight in there. His swords fit into his hand very well, and again, very tight, but not obnoxiously tight. Like I said, they just nailed the engineering on all the accessories and how they fit in. And his blades don't even have like a metallic paint really on them, but they still just have like a really nice shine and shimmer. Like, the paint quality on this, like I said, I just can't praise it enough. Everywhere on this figure is just beautifully painted. There's just so much attention to detail, And again, it's just not even on the figure itself, but his accessories as well. So we'll just close out with a couple different poses here and my final thoughts. So when this figure was announced, I really didn't have any desire to get it. And it wasn't really until people started getting this in hand, and a lot of people were calling it figure of the year, and I don't think you're wrong for thinking that. I think it easily could have been argued in my top figure of the year. I just have a little bit more bias and nostalgia for the figures that beat it out. But he's definitely the most fun I've ever had playing with a figure since I got the SH Figuarts Turtles. And then for a size comparison, I have my Storage Shell Leo right here, and they're pretty in the ballpark. I wouldn't say it fits in well with the Playmates figures, but it's in the same scale, and I think that just adds to the charm. And I know we're in this like 6-inch craze right now, but like I said, for this guy being so small, he just packs such a big punch, and he just has way more detail than any other 6-inch figure that I have, so it's crazy that they got so much awesome stuff into this small package. Alright, so we got him back in samurai mode here, and I feel like the sickles seem to be like the preferred weapon of choice for most people, and rightfully so. They're pretty sweet looking. And again, it's a pain in the ass to do it, so I'm not going to do it for this video because I'm going to set it up the way I actually want it for the next pose. But the fact that that chain can connect in here, and I don't know, it's just such a cool touch. You can take the counterweight off, you can connect both these together, and there's just so much versatility to the way you can have his weapons. Like, there's just so much fun and so much play value with this figure. So this will kind of be what his final form is on my shelf for a while anyway, or on my desk is where he's been hanging out. Getting the chain in and out of there like this is a pain in the ass because you do have to detach it, run it through each hand the way you want it, and then attach whatever weapon you want on the other side. You do have to take the whole end link off to get it through his hands too, because it's too wide to fit through there. But once you get all that stuff done, like, it's just such a sick pose. That chain is just so sweet. I just really can't sell this guy enough because he might not even look that cool on camera. Like, he might not look that impressive to you, but getting him in hand, it really was like just one of those situations where you just cannot judge it from afar. It's something you kind of have to feel for yourself. And like I said, the second you get it in your hands, the materials, the paint apps up close, like, it's just amazing. You will get a little bit of paint chipping when you take him through all of his ranges of motions and stuff like that, but I mean, that's to be expected with something like that, because like I said, his joints feel really good. They're not overly tight, but they're tight, they're snug. He stays in his position. I don't know, I just don't have enough good things to say about this guy, and I really don't even have any complaints about him, honestly. Yeah, it would be cool if he were a little bit cheaper than $60. Like I said, to me, the value is there, and I know value is just a different thing for different people, but like I said, I'm going to go in down this line going forward, and like all lines, I'm most excited to see what the Raph ends up looking like. We've been shown the Donatello, we've seen the Splinter figure, and they both look great as well. I want to say I saw something that kind of showed shadows of Michelangelo and Raph, and Raph looks like he's going to be pretty big too, which like I said, I cannot tell you how excited I am to see what they do with Raph. Oh, the one thing I didn't show when I was going through articulation as well is he does have an ab crunch, and he pivots there too. You don't really get a whole lot of it because the shell is really restricting, but again, just a nice little touch, a little bit of extra articulation. Alright you guys, so like always, my phone died right at the end of this, so if the camera's in a little bit of a different spot, I apologize for that. Closing thoughts on this guy, you've heard me say it a million times, there's not really much else to say. This guy is just amazing. The paint, the way he feels, the materials he's made out of, like, just his overall general aesthetic. Objectively, he could be the best figure I have. This guy is going to be a little bit difficult to find if you are interested in him. I got him off of 5K Toys and they're sold out, and I really don't know a lot of refutable places where you can get this guy from other than that, so I'm not really going to give you guys any suggestions because I don't want to steer you in the wrong direction. I'm just being honest about that. He might be hard to hunt down, you might have to buy him on the secondary market, you might have to pay that upcharge if you want him, but when the next figures come out, hit up 5K Toys, jump on those, and again, maybe you'll end up finding this guy down the road at a good price. I can't tout this figure enough, and I know I sound like a broken record here, but I don't review figures often. The only reason I do is if it is something special, and I do think this is something special. So thank you to all my subscribers. I know I keep telling you guys this all the time too, but I cannot thank you guys enough. You guys have been so awesome lately. Like, I just can't tell you what it means to me. I do put my heart and soul into this. I know that seems crazy for how terrible my content is. Like, I'm never gonna be the best person at editing. I'm never gonna be the best person on the mic. I'm not even very good at figure reviews. Like, I mean, I probably just sound like an idiot, and a lot of people probably watching and they're like, man, this guy is just giving the most generic fucking review in the world. I don't know, like, the main thing I really want to explain to you guys is just how excited I am when I'm doing this stuff. And it gets me excited that it gets you guys excited. And like I said, it comes just back and forth between us, and it's just gonna make for an awesome community, because that's really what I'm trying to build here, is a community. Like, this is bigger than me. You guys are in this too. And again, I just can't thank you guys enough. Like, you guys are my channel. Even though I'm the ones that make the video, you guys are the ones that do everything else after that. So that's all I got for this one. So take it easy, be safe, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace. All right, so this is definitely gonna be kind of like what his final resting place will be.